Okay, so it looks like I was able to drill and center it. Let's double check that it's running good. Excuse my clamp here. I had this up, so I couldn't take the time to make a sleeve so that this would fit in this indicator. And the only other indicator I have is too small. I wanted to use this one. So what I have here is the Starrett. Let me see what the number of it is. Starrett indicator 196B, and it comes with a variety of tips that screw on there. This is a small button. This is a larger button. A little ball, and this has got a hollow spot in the center, so you must be able to screw something else into that one. Okay. Anyway, this is a 1.5" 8 thread, as I said, and this indicator does a fair job of indicating it. I just kind of center it up in between the two threads. You're not going to be able to see that unless I go like this. Okay, now it's not exactly your most accurate indicator. Most shops I've ever worked in, believe it or not, this is the standby. Usually there's a long plate, maybe 18 inches long, 4 inches wide. The guy will throw that up there, and then you'll have one of these sitting there. So we're within a couple. So that's not too bad. Okay, let me see, is there glare on that? Yeah, there's a glare on that. Let me loosen that up. And let me pull the plug on the light. Okay. I'll turn everything off, and somehow that takes the glare and you can see better. Put that on there. That button, it's pretty accurate. I mean, the threads are walking past it. So it's never going to be perfect, but it's okay. So let's turn these lights back on. And let's see, now took it right away. Okay. Point is, we got it running good. So let's pop the center in it and turn it on. Okay, so let's put the center in it and give it an eyeball check. Then I'll have to stop and put 8, set up the gears for 8 threads per inch.
I don't think so.
And we'll see if we can make another video of picking up a thread. This time, if I can cut, I'm going to try to cut with it too. Alright, so let's see what she looks like. That looks pretty dang good. Alright, so let me turn off the camera and I will come back when I'm ready. Okay, so let's start over again. Take 500. Alright, so let me get it off of the track first. Okay, so let's just track it a couple of times. See if I can clean this up a little. Got all kind of crud on it. It's not a neat. That's not a neat thread. I'll have to make it match whatever it is. Six threads, huh? Wow. Six. So that explains a few things. Okay, well, I learned something I didn't know. I bought this bolt, and I'm sure that the rack where I picked it up from said 1.5" 8, but it's actually 1.5" 6. So now I got the correct gears in there. So let's make sure first of all that it's tracking where it belongs. So I'll just engage it 1. Okay. That looks like it's tracking where it belongs to me, so I'm happy with that. So now we can pick up the thread. Now with a big thread like this, you can actually shove a piece of paper in there. Keep moving it until you can't move it, until it stops moving. Okay, that's pretty close right there. So let me set my stop to that. I love a stop. Now you can see one thing that's pretty obvious right here. Insert is not made to cut this deep of a thread. I'm going to get it over top of the right hand side of the thread. Okay, a little piece of paper. Okay, so I'm right at 10. So let me lock my carriage there at 10. Okay, you can see I'm going down that face pretty good, but it's not touching the right side. So let's go down here, back out, because I don't know exactly what that's going to do. Alright. Okay. I'm going to start all the way at the end, even though I don't have to. Go into my stop. I might take a little bit of a cut. And let's fire it in it. Okay, go down. Take a little more. Now I could stop at any number probably, but I'm gonna, or even the numbered one, but I always like to stick with one. And I think it'll give you time to see what's happening. So each pass is walking me further down that face, but I'm not touching that right hand face. Tell you what, let's make it easy. Let's put a groove in it. Alright. I'm hoping I can take that depth of cut when I get down there. If I can't, well, it'll let me know. It did it, but it wasn't happy about it. Okay. Okay. I'm going to let this run. I'll keep running passes. I'll either fast forward through it or hope you saw that jump. Let me say something right there. I hope you saw that jump at the end, because that's going to be part of my next topic. Material is just eating that thing right up. Okay, I only get 20 minutes out of the camera anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I'm going to put up another tool and see how it, carbide tool, and see how it cuts. Okay, I've got a carbide tool up there now, and I'm just going to cut some relief. Carbide cuts a lot more. Now this tool is not big enough for this to cut this thread. Alright, let's slow it back down just a little bit. We get a little more speed out of it now since we're using that. Since we're using this carbide. Let's see, I got a little problem there. I got to move my tailstock back a little. That shouldn't change anything at all. Make it a little less rigid. And carbide likes rigidity, so let's try to get it as good as we can get it here. Okay. So now we got the carbide went in there. Let's lock it in. Turn it on. Find a thread. Pick it up again. Alright, I'm going to come back this way and go. This is the same one that we'll bring it around this way. It's the same one we picked up before here. I'm going to pick up the one in front of it. Just because that's where it looks like it likes to be. Alright, I have a piece of paper in there. Bring her in. Boy, that's right on now. Tearing the paper. So let me set my stop back now. Okay, so we're still at 10 on the dial, which is kind of weird, I think, anyway. Okay, so let's go down here and see where this tool is going to hit down here and how much I can go in to save myself a little bit of trouble. Let's get over the part where you just started cutting. No, I didn't come back in. Got to come into 0. I should be able to go to there. Alright. If it's going to crash, let's see what happens. Either something ain't tight with my tool, or I just happened to hit too high. So let's see what happens. Got enough oil on it. What it's doing, it's cleaning the radius that the wearing out of the high-speed steel made. So we're just going to let it do that. Might be about all the demonstration I'm going to be able to give, because that tool won't go much deeper. Alright, let me clean it up a little, see what I can show you. Okay. Yeah, that tool is about at its max depth right now. Okay. So let me turn this off and back on. Okay, so that's about all I'm going to be able to do, because I'm at the maximum depth. This is a very small tool. I had a pencil here. Here, there it is. This tool is just not, it's too shallow for this thread. I could maybe go a few more passes, but that would really be pointless. You get the idea. I might go ahead and finish it with high speed. I really put a hurting on that tool. Okay, so now a quick word of lantern style versus quick change toolbox. I don't know whether you noticed or not, but this tool, when it picked up that load down there, it really bogged this down. I could feel it here. It put the strain is the cutting forces are bearing down on this, which is way out. It's that far. I get a scale and show you. That's 3 inches. 3 inches out here. The lantern style tool post is designed to the 14 or 16 degree down angle of the bit is designed to put all your forces right in the center where this compound goes onto the carriage. So this, you need this box. You got to have this box. Box comes in really handy, but it does defeat that purpose. Okay, the lantern style is designed, 2 things that they talk about in the book. Designed to direct the forces directly at the center of this carriage, this position where the carriage and the compound is on there. And the second thing is that if there is a tool failure, I'll hook this here, that if there is a tool failure, that tool would come out. You can see if this tool turns, it's going deeper into the work, and it's just going to really cause you to have problems. So let me put the other one back up and the lantern style back up. Okay, so I can't get it in there because of my stop. Okay. Alright, if we're still recording and you can see, if you're using a tool like this, let's get it so it's in the center of the carriage here. Okay, you get it right here, and you're cutting along, and this tool wears out and can no longer cut. It's designed to move away, and I don't think it moves completely. Well, if I was here, if I was in line center this way, then it moves away from the work. Okay, moves away from the work, comes back on your X. And like I say, the angle that they put this at, see how it's on an angle? That directs the forces down right to the center of here, which is where you want it, nice and even. Your carriage is balanced out, everything's nice and even. But as you can see in the real world, but I lost my wedge out of it. In the real world, some things, high-speed steel, in the real world, high-speed steel just don't last. Like I said, it says 6 lines on it. I think it's a grade 8, and it really, I'll take a close-up picture of this and see what it did to it. It's actually not that bad. I'm gonna end this video up because the camera's getting ready to run out. I'm gonna put a new edge on here, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish taking that down. So let me do that.